Friends, have you ever felt stuck wondering why your plans aren't succeeding? We work hard, we make plans, but sometimes it feels like we're pushing against a door that just won't budge. What if I told you that the secret to true success lies not in control, but in surrender? Not in forcing our own way, but in trusting the path God has laid out for us. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 16 verse 3, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." Think about that for a moment. Commit your plans, your dreams, your goals, your worries to the Lord, and He will establish them. He will make your way straight. He will open doors that no man can shut. Today, I want to talk to you about what it means to truly entrust your plans to God, and how, in that surrender, you'll find a peace and a victory that surpasses all understanding. I believe this message has the power to unlock blessings and breakthroughs in your life, so let's dive right in. You know, friends, when we talk about entrusting our plans to God, it's not about becoming passive and simply waiting for something good to happen. It's not about giving up on our dreams or resigning ourselves to a life of mediocrity. It's quite the opposite, in fact. It's about actively engaging with God in every area of our lives, seeking His wisdom, His guidance, and His strength to accomplish what He's called us to do. This isn't about blind faith, it's about building a partnership with God in every area of your life. Think of it like this: you have dreams in your heart, goals you want to achieve, plans you want to see come to fruition. And God, in His infinite love and wisdom, wants to see you succeed even more than you want it for yourself. He wants to bless you, to elevate you, to use your life to impact the world in extraordinary ways. But, just like any successful partnership, it takes trust, communication, and a willingness to work together towards a common goal. We bring our passion, our talents, our efforts to the table, and God brings His infinite power, His unfailing love, and His perfect plan to guide us every step of the way. When we understand this partnership, when we grasp the heart of God who longs to see us thrive, that's when we can truly begin to experience the abundant life He has planned for us. And that, my friends, is a life of true success, a life overflowing with purpose, joy, and victory. So, how do we step into this incredible partnership with God? How do we move from a place of striving and struggling to a place of peace and trust, knowing that He is working all things together for our good? Well, it starts with understanding the foundational principles of entrusting our plans to Him. Friends, think about it this way. Would you give the keys to your car to someone you didn't trust? Would you hand over your most prized possession to a stranger on the street? Of course not! Trust is essential in any relationship, and it's especially crucial in our relationship with God. Proverbs 3 verse 5 tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." Notice it doesn't say trust in your own abilities, or trust in your circumstances. It says trust in the Lord. Why? Because He is the only constant, the only one who sees the beginning from the end, the only one who can orchestrate every detail of our lives to work together for our good. Trusting God means believing that He has your best interests at heart, even when you don't understand what He's doing or why things are happening the way they are. It means having faith that He will never leave you nor forsake you, even when you face challenges and setbacks. Now, I know that trusting God completely, especially when life throws its curveballs, can be easier said than done. We're human, we have doubts, we have fears. But here's the beautiful thing about God: He meets us right where we are. He doesn't expect us to have it all figured out. He simply asks us to come to Him with open hearts, willing to surrender our will for His. And you know what? The more we choose to trust Him, the more we experience His faithfulness in our lives. We see Him answer prayers, open doors, and provide for our needs in ways we never could have imagined. And as we witness His faithfulness, our trust in Him grows deeper and stronger. Friends, let me ask you this. What are you holding on to so tightly today that you need to release to God? What plans, what worries, what fears are you carrying that are weighing you down? Lay them at His feet, surrender them to Him. He's big enough to handle them, and He loves you too much to leave you to carry them alone. Friends, imagine for a moment that you're building a house. You wouldn't just start laying bricks without a blueprint, would you? You wouldn't erect walls without a clear vision for the finished product. You need a plan. And in the same way, when we commit our plans to God, it's essential that we seek His blueprint, His vision, His purpose for our lives. Matthew 6:33 tells us, "Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." When we put God first, when we make His priorities our priorities, when we seek His will above our own, our plans become aligned with His perfect design. Now, seeking God's purpose doesn't mean we all have to sell everything we own and become missionaries in a foreign country, although that's a noble calling for some. It simply means inviting Him into every area of our lives, our careers, our relationships, our finances, our dreams, and asking Him to guide our steps. It means praying specifically about our plans, seeking His wisdom through His Word, and through godly counsel. It means being sensitive to His leading, even when it takes us outside of our comfort zones or requires us to make adjustments along the way. You see, friends, God's purpose for our lives is always good. It's always bigger than we can imagine. It's always infused with His love, His grace, and His redemptive power. And when we surrender our plans to Him, when we align our hearts with His, that's when we position ourselves to experience the fullness of His blessings and the fulfillment of His promises in our lives. So before you make that big decision, before you embark on that new venture, before you set your sights on that goal, take it to God in prayer. Ask Him to show you His will. Ask Him to align your heart with His, and trust that as you do, He will order your steps, He will open the right doors, and He will lead you on a path that brings Him glory and brings you lasting joy. Friends, once we've committed our plans to God, once we've sought His purpose and aligned our hearts with His will, there's one more crucial step. We need to act. We need to move forward in faith, knowing that God is with us every step of the way. Faith without action is dead, but action without faith is futile. It's about finding that balance, that sweet spot where we're stepping out in boldness, trusting that God is working behind the scenes, even when we can't see it. Now, I know that taking that first step can be scary. Fear and doubt can creep in and try to hold us back. But here's the thing about fear. It's a liar. It wants to keep us stuck in our comfort zones, paralyzed by the what-ifs and the unknowns. But God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, friends. He's given us a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. So when you feel fear knocking at the door of your heart, answer it with faith. Remind yourself of God's promises, recall His faithfulness in your life, and then take that step. Do it afraid if you have to, but do it with the assurance that God is right there beside you, guiding your steps and empowering you to succeed. And here's the beautiful thing about acting in faith: it pleases God. Hebrews 11:6 tells us, "Without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists, and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him." When we trust Him enough to act, to step out of our comfort zones and into the unknown, we demonstrate our faith in His power and His goodness. Friends, what step of faith is God calling you to take today? What dream has He placed in your heart that you've been too afraid to pursue? I encourage you to take that step. Act with courage, knowing that God is with you, and watch as He does amazing things in your life. Friends, as we wrap up today, I want to remind you of the 3 powerful steps we've talked about: genuinely trusting in God, seeking His purpose for your goals, and acting in faith while leaving the results to Him. These aren't just steps, friends, they're keys. Keys that unlock the door to a life of purpose, peace, and true success. Remember, God never forsakes those who trust in Him. He's not a distant God, uninvolved in the details of our lives. He's a loving Father who longs to walk with us every step of the way, guiding us, providing for us, and empowering us to live extraordinary lives. So let go of the need to control everything. Release your worries, your fears, and your plans into His capable hands. When you let go of control, you allow God to take over, and His plans are always greater than yours. Friends, if this message has inspired you, share it with someone who needs hope and direction in their life. Subscribe for more faith-filled content that empowers your journey. Let's thrive together.